that is much greater than myself. The energy and passion to want to do more and create is within me. That is why I quit. Yo.
I'm mad you're not wearing a
What?
What the fuck are you? Ma! Come on!
What's up, unemployed people? For a long time, Kai Cenat didn't just dominate Twitch, he defined it. When people talked about the future of streaming, his name wasn't optional. It was expected. Not because he followed a formula, or because he fit neatly into what streaming had been before, but because he represented something new.
But different.
Speed, energy, chaos that somehow worked. Kai wasn't simply reacting to the internet. He was the internet, moving in real time. And for years, it felt unstoppable. Before we continue, if you enjoy calm documentary-style videos about internet culture and how online eras quietly change, consider liking the video and subscribing. It helps the channel more than you might think. Kai Cenat's rise wasn't gradual. It was explosive. He didn't slowly build a niche audience over time. Instead, he pulled people in at full volume, with streams that felt less like content and more like events. Anything could happen, and usually it did. That unpredictability became his signature. Viewers didn't tune in just to watch Kai. They tuned in because they didn't want to miss the moment everyone would be talking about later. This is how Kai separated himself. Not through structure, not through long-term planning, but through presence. When he was live, everything else felt secondary. As his numbers grew, so did the scale. What started as high-energy streams turned into marathon
Looking like a
events.
fucking going to fucking class, dumbass. And I hate your haircut.
You like 30 years old.
No, I hate your haircut.
You short as fuck. You got red ass teeth.
That's why I want the helmet really on your head. It go
Ugly,
everywhere
bro,
because
cause I got long hair, bro. You got big ass boy, ugly ass boy, bro. Shut the, you ugly ass boy. Look at me. You know how you go like this? Cause you.
Look at your haircut. I hate it. I hate this haircut.
I hate it for that. Boy, ugly ass fuck.
Collaborations became spectacles. Guests weren't just appearances. They were moments designed to dominate timelines. And it worked. Again and again, Kai didn't just grow an audience. He trained them. He trained them to expect something bigger every time, louder every time, more chaotic every time. And that expectation would eventually become the hardest thing to maintain. At his peak, Kai represented more than just success. He represented momentum. The idea that Twitch still had room for one creator to completely take over the platform. Not through controversy, but through consistency and sheer output. He streamed longer. He streamed harder. He streamed like stopping wasn't an option. And for a while it wasn't. But momentum has a cost. And it always comes due eventually. The first signs of change weren't dramatic. There was no single stream where people suddenly decided things felt different. No viral moment that marked an ending. Instead, the shift was subtle. Streams were still big, but less surprising. Moments still went viral, but more predictable. The chaos became familiar. And familiarity is dangerous in an ecosystem built on novelty.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, God.
For what?
Huh?
For what? Why?
Every stream is measured against a highlight reel that keeps getting longer. And no matter how strong the present is, it rarely feels louder than the memory of the peak. What makes this era feel like it's shifting isn't loss of relevance. It's loss of urgency. People still show up. They still watch. They still care. But the feeling that this exact stream might be historic isn't guaranteed anymore. And once that feeling fades, it rarely returns in the same form. This doesn't mean Kai Cenat's career is ending. Far from it. But it does suggest that the era where he carried the platform's attention on his shoulders may be changing shape. Less constant, less overwhelming, more selective. And for creators who built their identity on being everywhere at once, that adjustment can feel strange, even uncomfortable. The internet has a habit of mislabeling these moments. It calls them declines, falls, endings, but more often they're transitions. from growth to maintenance, from takeover to legacy, from moment to presence. And those transitions don't trend. They don't clip well. They happen quietly, over time. What's important to understand is that Kai didn't lose anything suddenly. The platform didn't reject him. The audience didn't disappear. The energy didn't vanish overnight. It simply redistributed. And once attention spreads out again, no single creator holds it the same way twice. In hindsight, the Kai Cenat era wasn't defined by numbers. It was defined by intensity, by how much space one creator could occupy, mentally, culturally, and algorithmically, at the same time. And that kind of dominance is rare, not because it's fragile, but because it's unsustainable. The quiet truth about internet eras is this: they don't end when people stop watching. They end when the audience stops expecting history every time you go live. And once that expectation fades, the creator is finally allowed to exist without carrying the weight of an entire platform. So this isn't a story about downfall. It's a story about release. About what happens after the peak passes. Not in failure, but in relief. Because no one can stay at the center forever. And those who eventually step back don't disappear. They simply become something different. And by the time people realize the era has shifted, they're already watching the next one begin. And if you found this video interesting, feel free to like it and subscribe for more stories like this. Thanks for watching.